In 1980, you couldn't patent a seed. By 2024, corporations hold over 15,000 utility patents on plants. 4 companies now control 60% of the world's seed supply. But your grandparents never bought seeds twice. They saved them in mason jars through winter. They grew the same tomatoes for 50 years. Those seeds still exist, in zones 3 through 10, and no corporation can ever patent them. Here are 7 your ancestors protected for you. The year is 1903. The United States Department of Agriculture catalogs seed varieties available to American farmers. They count 7,098 distinct varieties. Tomatoes alone had 408 options. Each region, each family, saved seeds that worked in their soil, their climate. Fast forward to 1983. The National Seed Storage Laboratory checks again. 93% are gone. Vanished. Only 497 varieties remain commercially available. What happened? In 1980, a Supreme Court case changed everything. Diamond versus Chakrabarty ruled that living organisms could be patented. Suddenly, life itself became intellectual property. By 1985, the first utility patent on a seed was granted. By 2000, thousands followed. By 2024, the seed industry consolidated into 4 massive corporations controlling most of what farmers can plant. But there's a category they can never touch. Seeds introduced before 1950. Seeds saved by families for generations. Seeds in the public domain forever. These 7 are your inheritance. Seed number 1. Brandywine Tomato. The Amish community in Pennsylvania grew this tomato for over 150 years before it entered commercial catalogs in 1982. But its origins go back much further. Deep pink flesh, some fruits weighing over 2 pounds. A flavor that makes supermarket tomatoes taste like cardboard. Because Brandywine existed long before 1980, no corporation can patent it. You can save seeds from one fruit and grow hundreds of plants next year. The Amish knew something modern agriculture forgot. When you control your seeds, you control your food. When someone else controls your seeds, you're renting your survival. Brandywine grows in zones 4 through 9, planted after last frost. Give it full sun and deep soil. By late summer, you'll have 30 to 40 pounds of tomatoes from one plant. Save seeds from the best fruit. Ferment them in water for 3 days. Dry them on a plate. Store them in a paper envelope. Those seeds will grow true for you, your children, your grandchildren, forever. No corporation between you and your food. Seed number 2. Scarlet Runner Bean. The Aztecs cultivated this bean for over 2,000 years before Spanish conquistadors ever saw it. Bright red flowers attract hummingbirds. Vines climb 15 feet up any support. The beans themselves are massive, meaty, delicious fresh or dried. Modern hybrid beans promise higher yields, but they come with a catch. You can't save hybrid seeds. They won't grow true. You have to buy new seeds every single year. That's the business model. Scarlet Runner is open-pollinated. Plant 1 bean, harvest 200. Save 50 for next year, eat 150. Plant those 50, harvest 10,000. The math of freedom. Scarlet Runner grows in zones 3 through 10, one of the most cold, hardy beans on Earth. It actually prefers cooler summers. While modern bush beans struggle in heat, Scarlet Runner keeps producing. The flowers are edible too. Your great-grandmother probably grew these, not because she was old-fashioned, because she understood something we're only now remembering. Annual dependence on corporations is a very recent experiment. For 10,000 years, farmers saved seeds. That wasn't tradition, that was survival. Seed number 3. Mortgage Lifter Tomato. A man named Charlie Biles developed this tomato in the 1930s during the Great Depression. He lived in West Virginia. Times were hard. He crossed 4 large tomato varieties over 6 years, selecting for size and flavor. He sold seedlings for $1 each from his front yard. In 6 years, he paid off his $6,000 mortgage on his house. That's how the tomato got its name. Mortgage Lifter. Fruits regularly reach 2 to 3 pounds. Some exceed 4. The flavor is sweet, low acid, perfect for fresh eating. And because Charlie developed it before 1950, before seed patents existed, it's public domain forever. You can grow mortgage lifter in zones 3 through 11. Start seeds indoors 6 weeks before last frost. Transplant into rich soil with compost. These plants grow huge, 6 to 8 feet tall. They need strong support. By August, each plant produces 20 to 30 pounds of tomatoes. Save seeds the same way as Brandywine. One fruit gives you enough seeds for 50 plants next year. Charlie Biles proved something powerful during the Depression. When times get hard, seeds are more valuable than money. Because money is worthless if there's no food to buy. But seeds, good seeds, open-pollinated seeds you can save, those are wealth that multiplies. Seed number 4. Provider Bush Bean, developed in 1965, just barely making it before the patent era exploded. Provider was bred for one purpose: reliability. It produces heavy yields in both cold and hot weather. Where other beans fail, Provider keeps going. The pods are stringless, tender, perfect for fresh eating or canning. But here's why it matters for this list. Provider is open-pollinated. You can save these seeds, and they'll grow true generation after generation. Provider grows in zones 2 through 11. Let that sink in. Zone 2, where winters hit -40 degrees. To Zone 11, tropical heat. This bean adapts. Plant it 2 weeks before last frost, it tolerates cold soil. Plant it in July heat, it still produces. Each plant gives you a quarter pound of beans. Plant 50 plants in a 4x8 bed. Harvest 12 pounds. Let 10 plants go to seed. You'll have enough beans to plant next year and the year after. Modern agriculture calls this inefficient. Your grandparents called it insurance. Seed number 5. Principe Borghese Tomato, Italian heirloom from the 1800s. Small fruits, about the size of a walnut, but what they lack in size they make up for in flavor and utility. Principe Borghese was bred specifically for sun drying. The fruits have low moisture content, thick flesh, intense flavor. Italian families would harvest these by the bushel and dry them in the Mediterranean sun. Those dried tomatoes lasted through winter, providing vitamin C when fresh vegetables were gone. This tomato represents something corporations hate: food that stores without refrigeration, food that preserves easily, food that makes you less dependent on their supply chain. Principe Borghese grows in zones 3 through 10. Each plant produces hundreds of small tomatoes. Pick them in August, cut them in half. Lay them on screens in the sun for 3 to 5 days. Or use a dehydrator at 135 degrees for 8 hours. Store them in olive oil or dry in jars. They'll last for years. Save seeds from the best fruits. Because this variety existed in Italian gardens 200 years ago, it's public domain. No corporation can ever claim it. Seed number 6. Rattlesnake Pole Bean. Cherokee Nation grew this bean for at least 200 years, probably much longer. Long green pods with purple streaks that look like rattlesnake markings. That's how it got the name. The flavor is exceptional, rich and meaty. But what makes rattlesnake special is how well it handles heat. While modern beans shut down in 90-degree weather, rattlesnake keeps producing. The Cherokee people selected this bean specifically for southern summers, generations of saving seeds from the plants that perform best in their climate. That's plant breeding without laboratories, without patents, without corporations. That's the original method. And it created beans tougher than anything modern science has engineered. Rattlesnake grows in zones 3 through 10. Plant after soil warms to 60 degrees. Give it a trellis or pole to climb. It'll reach 6 feet tall and produce for 3 months straight. Each plant gives you 2 to 3 pounds of beans. Let a few plants go to seed. Those dry beans are your seed stock for next year. Cherokee families did this every single year. Not as a hobby, as a requirement. Because if you didn't save seeds, you didn't eat next year. Modern gardeners treat seed saving like an optional skill. Our ancestors would be confused by that. To them, seed saving wasn't gardening, it was survival. Seed number 7. Chioggia Beet, Italian heirloom from the 1840s, grown in the Chioggia region near Venice. When you cut this beet open, you see something remarkable. Concentric circles of red and white, like a bullseye. Some people call it the candy cane beet. The flavor is milder and sweeter than modern beets, less earthy. Italian families grew these for centuries before seed companies even knew they existed. When you save Chioggia seeds, you're continuing a tradition that fed Venetian market gardeners for 200 years. These seeds belong to humanity, not to any corporation. Chioggia grows in zones 2 through 10. Plant in early spring for summer harvest, or late summer for fall harvest. Beets actually taste better after a light frost. Each seed is actually a cluster of several seeds, so thin them after they sprout. Pull beets when they're tennis ball size, around 2 to 3 inches. Save the biggest, healthiest beets for seed. In their second year, they'll send up a tall flower stalk. Let it dry completely. Harvest the seed clusters. Each beet gives you hundreds of seeds, enough to plant a whole bed next year and share with neighbors. Here's what these 7 seeds have in common. They're open-pollinated. Plant them once, save seeds, grow them forever. They're pre-1950, before utility patents existed, before corporations could own life. They outproduce many modern varieties, but you can't control a farmer who saves their own seeds. You can't make them buy seeds every spring. You can't create dependency. And that's exactly why seed companies developed hybrids and then patented varieties. Not because they work better, but because they create reliable annual revenue. Your great-grandparents never understood buying seeds every spring. They saved seeds every fall. For 10,000 years, that's how farming worked. Then in 1980, Diamond versus Chakrabarty changed everything. Suddenly, life itself could be owned. By 1985, the first utility patent on a seed was granted. By 2000, thousands followed. By 2024, 4 corporations control 60% of the global seed market. But these 7 and hundreds more like them are public domain forever. They're your inheritance. Your ancestors protected them through wars, through depressions, through every crisis that came. Not because they knew patents would exist someday, but because they understood something we're just now remembering. Food security starts with seed security, and seed security means saving your own. You can't control a gardener who saves seeds. You can't make them dependent. You can't insert yourself between them and their food. And that's exactly why these seeds matter more now than ever. Start with 2 or 3 from this list. Grow them in zones 3 through 10. Learn to save their seeds. Teach your kids. Every seed saved is a small act of independence. Every garden grown from saved seeds is proof that the system is optional. Your grandparents knew this. They saved seeds in mason jars and paper envelopes. They grew the same varieties for 50 years. Not because they were nostalgic, because they were free. These 7 seeds are waiting for you. In seed catalogs, in seed libraries, in the hands of other gardeners who've kept them going. Plant them, save them, pass them on. That's how we got them. That's how they survive.